Make sure it's taken. All right, so number one, you have to multiply. Now, the way you multiply is you change them both to improper fractions. So it's going to be 1 over 6 times 6 times 4 is 24 plus 1 is 25. Any questions so far? Now when you multiply straight across. So 1 times 25 is 25. 6 times 4 is 24. And that's what I get. Now you could change it to a mixed number. 24 goes into 25 one whole time with a remainder of 1. Put your remainder over your divisor. So you could put 1 and 1 over 24. Same thing as this. Any questions on how to do number 1? Remember now, at some point, you know, you're probably going to have your own kids, and they're going to be doing some of this stuff. And you want to be able to do it at the very least. That's it. Any questions on this right here? All right, let's go on. Come on. I'm not sure what you're asking me where. What number? The remainder goes on top of your divisor. Okay, this is called your divisor. Anybody else? Everybody clear? All right, let's go on. This one right here, you're adding. In order to add, you must have the same denominator. So I would change this as the way I taught you. So 9 times 1 is 9, plus 8 is 17 over 9, plus 1 over 3. Okay, this is the way I taught you. Now, your least common denominator is 9. Is there anyone who doesn't understand that the least common denominator is 9? Be honest, okay? I mean, you know, this is your deal. I'm just trying to help you. Well, you already have a 9 here, so you don't need to do anything. But this one, you got to multiply by 3 to get 9. But you got to do the top as well, okay? So it's going to be 17 over 9 plus 3 over 9, and then you're going to add up the top numbers. So you're going to get 20 over 9. And as long as it's reduced, you can leave it as an improper fraction. Any questions on how to do number 2? And by the way, when we get to the chapters for this marking period, some of you are going to be retesting maybe, and you're going to need that for next Wednesday. I'm going to leave it open from Wednesday all the way through Sunday. So if you want to retest, you have that opportunity. And if you do, let me know so I know to check. All right, this one right here is called a proportion, okay? So a proportion is equals. You see a fraction equal to a fraction. That's called a proportion. Well, to do this, you cross multiply is the way you're taught. But anyway, here you're dividing by 40, so all you really have to do is multiply by 40, and the 40s cancel. You could cross multiply. It's not wrong. It's just more work. So now you're going to get h is equal to, now look here, I can reduce the 8 into 40. 8 goes into 8 once, 8 goes into 45, and then 5 times the 5 I already had is 25. Any questions on how to do any of these 3 problems? Does anyone want to see me cross multiply and do it that way? I don't care. All right, this is your review.
Wait, can you just divide the 2 bottom numbers and whatever you get, you multiply by the top one?
I wouldn't try that. I'm not going to say it doesn't work. Just follow the rules. Look, it's h divided by 40. So the opposite of dividing is multiplying. Okay? I mean, it's okay to think about other ways, but do it the way that I'm showing you. All right, now I'm going to give you your worksheet. Your worksheet looks like this. Okay, it's exactly test number 1. And their answers are right here. But I want to see some work, okay? When you get back here, this is a trapezoid. A trapezoid, the formula should be on the board. So it's area of a trapezoid, and write this down, equals 1/2 the height times the sum of the bases. Write it down right now so you have it. All right, I'm going to pass out your worksheet. And we're going to work these together. Okay? So if you get stuck, we're going to do them one by one. All right? So put your name on it. This is your chance now to put it all together. Do I have any seniors in here? Anybody a senior? Put your name at the top and start working number one, and then I'll catch up with you. We're going to do them together, okay? Okay, work number one. Identify the fraction that is equivalent. Which one is equivalent? The easiest way to do that one is use your calculator. Okay, so get your calculator out and just start checking your answers. See which one matches and you're done. Now I have calculators up here. If you borrow it, you might want to wipe it down. All right, here's how I do it. I take 5 divided by 7. And then I get 0.71 and some change. So 0.71, blah, blah, blah. It keeps going. So I'm looking for the one that gives me that. So I take 25 divided by 28. Nope. 20 divided by 35. Nope. 30 divided by 35. Nope. 25 divided by 35. Yep. It's this one. Now that's not the only way to do it, but that's the easiest way to do it. They give you the answer, so all you got to do is try. Is everybody clear? Okay, try number 2. This one we just did. So do it again. Multiply. Number 2. Now you got to try to keep up, okay? I'll give you 1 minute to do as much as you can, and then I'm going to do it. All right, let me do it now. Look up here. Again, we just did this one. So you want to go ahead and change them to improper fractions. So 1 over 6, 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25 over 4. Okay, you multiply straight across, and you're going to get 25 over 24. Now, I don't see that. This one is tricky because they wrote it backwards. It's this one. You see, because 24 goes into 25 one time with 1 left over. Any questions on number 2? Okay, try number 3. We're on number 3. Change them both to improper fractions. Find the least common denominator. I'll give you 1 minute. Try not to go ahead. Just keep up with me, okay? I see some of you looking off into space and not trying, okay? Remember, if you're going to come to class, you might as well work, okay? All right, we're going to go ahead and do it. I don't know if it's been a minute, but here we go. 9 times 1 is 9, plus that is 17. So 17 over 9, we just did this one, plus 1 over 3. Your least common denominator is 9, so you're going to multiply by 3. So you're going to get 17 plus 3 is going to give you 20 over 9. 9 goes into 22 times, right here. 9 goes into 22 times. 2 times 9 is 18 with a remainder of 2. You put your remainder over your divisor. Any questions on number 3? All right, try number 4. Copy it down. You can always go home and rework it. Put a star by it or something if you need to go home and redo it. I'm going to have it all on video. Okay, number 4. When you subtract, you need a least common denominator. I'll give you 20 more seconds to finish up. Think in that basket right there, Thomas. And they got some hand sanitizer. You can wipe them down. Okay, look up here. The way I taught you, I believe, was to just multiply the numbers together. 4 times 3 is 12. And 12 we're going to use as the least common denominator. If it's not, we can always reduce, okay? Now, what I would do, too, is change it to improper fractions. So 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1. So it's going to be 25 over 3. And I need more paper. So 25 over 3 minus 6 times 4 is 24 plus 1 is 25 over 4. Any questions so far? Okay, look, take the 4 and put it over here. Take the 3 and put it over here. So now you're going to end up with 100 over 12 minus 75 over 12. Any questions so far? So when you subtract now, because you got the same denominator, so you subtract the top number, so that gives you 25 over 12. Well, let me see if that's there. It's not, but it's this one right here. Because 12 goes into 25 2 times with 1 left over. So you put your remainder over your divisor. Any questions on number 4? Okay, try number 5. You're dividing. Keep, change, flip. I need you to try, okay? Okay, those of you at home, raise your hand so I know you're here and I'll mark you. Okay, so Aaron, William, Liberty, Madison, Jalen, Chance. Okay, watch and listen. You have to keep the first one, so it's 2 over 3, change it to times, and flip it, which is 6 over 3. Now that you're multiplying, you go straight across. 6 times 2 is 12, and this gives you 9, but you can reduce by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4, and 4 over 3 is what I get, and it looks like it's right here. Any questions on number 5? All right, keep moving. Try number 6. It's a proportion. We worked that one, but go ahead and do it again. It shouldn't take you a minute, so give it your best shot. Sydney, I don't see your hand up. All right, so let me mark these people. Let's see, Natalie, I didn't see you. Lucas, William, I saw you. Nicole T, did not see. Madison, I saw. Liberty, I saw. Colin, I didn't see. Jalen, I did see. Skylar, I didn't see. Jack, I saw. Chance, I saw. Coria. Sydney, you didn't raise your hand, so I got to mark you out. And Kaylee Green. All right, this one right here again, I'm going to cross multiply this time to do it a little differently. 5 times 4 is 20, so that's 200, I think that is. And then 8 times h is 8h. And then you get your calculator and you divide, and whatever it is. So 200 divided by 8, which is a little harder. I get 25. Here it is right here. Any questions on how to cross multiply and divide? All right, try the next one. Try number 7. You get, for $3, you get 4 pounds of assorted fruit. How much would 20 pounds cost at that rate? See if you can figure that one out. That's a proportion, okay? Okay, about 15 more seconds. Set up a proportion. Okay, here's how I do it. For $3, you get 4 pounds. And here they're giving you 20 pounds. So that goes at the bottom. You see how it's at the bottom with pounds? Okay, so we don't know how much. It's a proportion. Everybody clear? It's just a process, okay? So I'm going to multiply by 20. So I get 60 divided by 4. Whatever that is, 12, I think. So 60 divided by 4 is 15, rather. So it's going to be $15 for 20 pounds. Now you might say, well, how do you know that's true? Watch what I do. 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. Now watch this one. 15 divided by 20 is 0.75. They're equal. That's how I know it's the same amount. Now usually in life, you know, if you buy more, you usually get a little discount. Not always, but any questions on how to do the proportion? Okay, try number 8. And for that matter, try the next 3, 8, 9, and 10, because they're not hard. Okay, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I'll give you 15 more seconds. Okay, so look, you're adding, if you have a -1 and a -2, you owe somebody $2. You owe somebody $1. You owe somebody $3. Okay? If the signs are the same, you got to add them and keep the sign. Add, keep sign. That's the rule. This one right here, you're multiplying. You got 1 negative. So it's going to be a -16. This one, you got 2 negatives. 2 negatives make a plus. So it's got to be a +10. Any questions on that? Really simple, okay? Not hard. Sit up for me, please. Tap her, please. You got to sit up for me, okay? All right, try the next 2. Try number 11 and 12. We don't have too much longer on this. But while you're trying this, go home and rework the ones that you need help with. Parentheses, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. All right, I'm going to catch up with you. This one you're dividing. It's the same rules as multiplying. If it's 1 negative, it's a negative. Should be a -7. That one's easy. Now you might say, well, how do I do it on my calculator? Watch. On this one, I take 28, watch this, 28, and I pop a negative in front of it. And then I put divided by 4. I mean, it does it for you. -7. This one right here, you're going to do your exponent first here. I know it says parentheses, but you got to do that first. So that's 16. So that's a -5 plus 16. That's going to give me 11, I think. And then this one is going to be a -2 to the 3rd power. A -2 to the 3rd power. Well, what is that? That's -2 3 times. So that's going to be 3 negatives make a negative. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So that's going to be a -8. So it's 11 times a -8, which is a -88, which is what I'm looking for. And here it is. Any questions on number 12? kind of tricky. All right. All right, flip it over. We're almost done. Try and work number 13 and 14, and there's the formula. Work these two. See if you can do it. You know, it might not seem like a lot, but the more you go home and practice, you will get better. I know sometimes it's like, man, there's so much that I just don't know. Well, okay, join the club. But until you start trying, you never know. I'll give you 30 more seconds. All right, some of you look like you're ready, so let me catch up with you. 2 squared is 4 minus, this is 6, and 6 times negative 3 is a negative 18. That's a negative 18 here, and then plus 13. So this and this is 17 minus 18 gives me a negative 1. That's the one I'm going to put down. Any questions on what I did? Ms. Steele, you got a question? All right, well, what part did I do that you're not sure?
Well, I got setting up and everything, but like I wrote it down as like 4 times negative 18, like in parentheses plus 13.
Oh, you didn't put minus. You see it's 4 minus whatever this is. Yeah, you don't want, it's not times now. It's whatever this is minus whatever that is. Okay? Is there any other questions? All right. All right, this one right here, these are your bases, the ones that are parallel. Here's your height. Color that box. That's your height. See how it touches and touches? One's your height, one's your base. So it's 1/2 15 times the sum of the bases. So it's 22 plus 44. I add these up, I multiply, and then I divide by 2. So if I add them up, I think it's 66. So 66 times 15, press equals, divide by 2. I'm looking for 495 square, its area. There it is right there. Any questions on how to do the trapezoid? Okay, so it's 15 times 66 divided by 2. All right, last one. Pi radius squared is the area of any circle. Write that down. Now, let me think here. Pi, we use 3.14. The radius is half of it, so that is the radius. The whole thing is your diameter. So anyway, it's going to be 4 times 4. So that's 16 times 3.14. So 16 times 3.14, press equals. I get 50.24, and the only one close to that is this one. Any questions on what I did or what I said? That's test number 1. I guess you already know what we're doing tomorrow, right? Test number 2. All right, that's it. You can relax. Those of you at home, I'm going to see you tomorrow, but I will upload this. Let me save it.